Welcome to That Conversation by Vayakuchi. This is Jay here.
And this is Sumi.
As part of our first podcast, we are going to talk about movies, Malayalam movies from the 90s.
I think the 90s was the golden period of Malayalam cinema in a way. I really enjoyed watching movies at that time because, first of all, I was a teenager at that point. And,
Right.
and a lot of hero worship happening. So that was one thing. But there was also a lot of great storytelling in Malayalam cinema at that point.
For me, watching those movies in the 90s was mostly part of my summer vacation. We would come home for the vacation, we would rent out those cassettes and keep those cassettes for a week, watch the movies over and again, and then go for the next one. I think that's how I remember the movies from the 90s.
For me too, I grew up in Salala. So for us, it was mandatory viewing on the weekends, going to the cassette store, getting cassettes, mostly Malayalam because, Mallu parents and nostalgia. So we used to get these cassettes, watch them all through the weekend. And we used to be like avid fans of discussing these movies.
So what we're going to do is, we will list out 5 movies each, pick our favorite movies from the 90s that we watched in the 90s. And hopefully there would be no similar movies or common movies in the list. And if in case we have common movies, we'll ensure that we add one more to the list. I think we should start with your list.
Okay, great. So my first pick is, it features one of my favorite stars on whom I had a big crush, and I think a lot of our Malayalam audience still has a big crush on. It's Mohanlal's movie. It's Manichitra Thada.
Vidamatte. அப்ப நீ என்ன இங்கிருந்து எங்கேயும் போக விட மாட்ட? ஐயோ நாயே, உனக்கு எவ்வளவு தைரியம் இருந்தா இப்பவும் என் கண் முன்னாடி வந்து நிப்ப?
In fact, listening to that reminds me that calling it Mohanlal's movie won't be entirely right because Shobna was the one who took away much of the critical acclaim and the popular, applause for this movie.
For me, I have watched the film in Malayalam, Tamil, Hindi. I wasn't a big fan of the movie back in the 90s because I was shit scared of the movie. And yes, Shobana. That was the reason why I was scared.
In fact, this was one of those psychological thrillers that I really enjoyed at that time. Not just because it was scary, yes it was, but it really delved into the psyche. I do not remember any other Malayalam film at that point of time which went so deep into the human mind and there was a lot of emotions at play, whether it was in terms of the poetry or in terms of the relationships that they show in the movie.
It was the combination of Innocent and KPSC Lalita and Shobana, Mohanlal, and those other characters like Sudhish's character in the movie or Kudravattam Pappu. It added to the value of the whole film as it is. Pinne, the story itself.
It's interesting that you spoke about Innocent and KPC Lalita and that whole array of comic characters that are there in this movie. So Fasil, who directed this movie, apparently had a second unit of directors including Priyadarshan and C.P. Malayal who actually handled these comic scenes. I read this recently and I was like intrigued about, it was like a huge, not just a huge star cast in that movie, it was like a huge cast of directors and other technicians working as well.
It also had the largest collection at the box office till then. So I think it was indeed a great movie.
So what's first on your list, Jay?
Since you started with your favorite actor, I thought I'll also go with my set of favorite actors. And the first movie on my list is Kilukam.
എന്താ ഉണ്ടായത്?
റൂം തരാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ എന്നെ ഇവിടെ പിടിച്ചിരുത്തിയിട്ട് റൂം തരുന്നില്ല.
റൂം ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ റൂം ഇല്ലെന്ന് പറയണം. വെറുതെ ആളെ പിടിച്ചെടുത്ത് മെനക്കെടുത്തത്. നിങ്ങളല്ലേ എന്നോട് റൂം കൊടുക്കാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞത്?
പക്ഷേ ഇത് അഗതി വന്നൊരു സത്രമൊന്നുമല്ല, കാശില്ലാതെ റൂം കൊടുക്കും.
കാശില്ലെന്ന് ആര് പറഞ്ഞു?
അവരോട് ചോദിക്കും.
കാശില്ലെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞോ?
ഞാൻ അങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടേ ഇല്ല.
കഷ്ടമുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങൾ ഒരു ഉരുണ്ട് കളിക്കരുത്. എനിക്കറിയാം അവരങ്ങനെ പറയില്ലെന്ന്.
താൻ അവർ പറഞ്ഞു കൂടി ചോദിക്കണം.
എന്താ പറഞ്ഞേ?
അങ്കമാലിയിലത്തെ പ്രധാനമന്ത്രി എന്റെ അമ്മാവനാണ്, അങ്ങനോട് പറഞ്ഞ കാശ് അയച്ചു തരുമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു.
അമ്മാവനെ വിളിച്ചു പറഞ്ഞ കാശ് അയച്ചു തരുന്ന അവര് പറഞ്ഞില്ലേ? നിങ്ങൾക്കൊന്ന് ഫോൺ ചെയ്ത് അങ്കമാലിയിലെ അമ്മാവൻ ആരാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു?
പ്രധാനമന്ത്രി.
വട്ടാണല്ലേ?
എന്നോട് ഒരുപാട് പേര് ഇങ്ങനെ ചോദിക്കുന്നു, അതെന്താ?
Not because I'm a big fan of Mohanlal, but because I'm a big fan of Jagdish Srikumar and Revan.
I think this film had the, I don't know, called the blessing of great casting. and such amazing chemistry between all of them, whether it is Tilagan or Innocent or Revati, Jagdish Kumar and Mohanlal. I think onnum parayanda, it's that lovely. Jagadi is of course a genius. I am sure that we all remember that Dushman wala scene.
Let me just help you.
तुम हमसे झगड़ा करेगा?
Yes.
तुम पागल है क्या?
हम निश्चल है. അതായത് ഞാനും ജോർജിയുമായിട്ട് അടിച്ചു പിരിഞ്ച് ദുഷ്മൻ.
तू मेरा दुश्मन है?
Yes.
अगर वो मेरे को मिल गया तो मैं उसको मार डालेगा, और अगर वो मेरे को नहीं मिला तो मैं तेरे को मार डालेगा.
മാലും അയ്യോ അറിഞ്ഞൂടാന്നുള്ള എന്റെ ഹിന്ദി എന്തുവാണോ എന്തോ മുझे മാലും
बोल.
മുझे മാലും.
Okay, that sounds so real. It's not even as if he's acting. And the funniest bit that I find about this scene is that there is actually a goon, a henchman guy standing there who understands Malayalam and is still not explaining it to his boss.
Yeah, I think it's. I still believe that these dialogues or certain words that Jagdi used were not part of the script. I recently read that Mohanlal won the Best Actors award for this movie, and Jagdish Srikumar won the second Best Actor. I wonder how that worked, because for me, Jagdish Srikumar rocked. Like he was crazy in this movie.
That's the one sad thing about, playing comic characters or just being relegated to being a comedian, because often they're overlooked for the big prizes.
I agree with you on that. So what's the next movie on your list?
It's another Mohanlal and Jagadi starrer. I don't know if you've seen this. It's called Yodha.
Who hasn't seen the movie, Sumi?
പടകാളി ചണ്ടിച്ചങ്കരി പോർക്കിനി മാർക്കിനി ഭഗവതി അടിയനിൽ അലിവോടി നിത്തിരികനീണമേ പരമേളം ചെണ്ടച്ചെങ്കിലതുത്തിരി മത്തള മരമണികിണികിണി വലതാളം തക്കിടകിടതകത ചുവടുകളിനി ഒരു ഞൊടിയുടെ പിഴയരുതേ ഹോയ് അമ്മ ഹോയ് ഹോയ് അടവുകളുടെ ചുടുപകിടകൾ ഉരുളത ഒരു വരമിനിയതിനുള്ളതമേ ഒതുങ്ങി പതുങ്ങി ചൊതുങ്ങി ചുളുങ്ങി വാണങ്ങി പൂണുങ്ങും മണങ്ങി തലങ്ങും പീലങ്ങും കുരുങ്ങി പരുങ്ങി ഈ മരമറയിനു ഞാനെതിരല്ലടവോ ആവോ.
Who hasn't watched Yodha? I thought this was an 80s movie.
I think it was in the early 90s. The reason I remember this movie so well is because I moved back to India after my 10th standard, and in my plus 2, the school where I studied my plus 2, we used to be sent to the library for every free period, and the librarian, instead of making us read, would play this movie every single time. Not saying I didn't enjoy it, but that was a lot of times that I've watched Yodha.
I read it somewhere very recently that most of the dialogues between Jagdish Srikumar and Mohanlal were not scripted. So they were just having a banter.
Well, it definitely shows in the movie, because the whole movie seems like they're having a ball, and obviously their chemistry is like too good.
This movie also had a great cast in terms of Mohanlal, Jagdish Srikumar, Urvashi, Sukumari, and a lot of people who were like some of the finest actors at that point in time. Even Odugal Unnikrishnan.
Yeah. In fact, one of the bits that I really like about this movie is, Jagadi's family, which is like Odugal Unnikrishnan and Meena, I think. They are so fiercely competitive, and the way they, practice and all that before the Kavila competitions, it's one of my favorite bits.
I think that is where the scene, the dialogue Ashogana Sheena Agam came from.
Yeah.
I think I'll play that.
അശോകനെ ഇടവും വലവും അനങ്ങാൻ വയ്യാത്ത രീതി തളച്ചിട്ടിരിക്കുക എന്റെ മോൻ.
അങ്ങനെ തന്നെ വേണം. സ്വന്തം അനിയത്തിയുടെ മുമ്പിൽ അമ്മ തോൽക്കാണ്ടിരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയാണ് ഞാൻ ഈ ത്യാഗമൊക്കെ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. SSLC പരീക്ഷയ്ക്ക് പോലും ഞാൻ ഇത്ര ഉറക്കമുളച്ച് പഠിച്ചിട്ടില്ല.
അത് പിന്നെ അമ്മയ്ക്ക് അറിയില്ലേ മോനെ? മോൻ ഇതങ്ങോട്ട് വലിച്ചു കുടിച്ചേ ക്ഷീണം മാറട്ടാ.
എനിക്കില്ലേ വസു?
അശോകൻ കുടിക്കണ്ട, അശോകന് ക്ഷീണമാകാം. അവശതയോടെ കളിച്ചാ മതി.
I mean, they're so into that character. It's brilliant. I really enjoy this movie for this and so many other, funny dialogues.
I think I watched this movie much later. I mean, definitely not in the 90s. I think I watched it after I shifted to Kerala.
So what's next on your list?
The next movie on my list is actually a summer vacation movie. It's called Summer in Bethlehem. would like to believe that you have watched this movie.
Oh yes, many times. It was a win because it had Jairam and Suresh Gopi, Manju Warrier, and of course Mohanlal.
Back in the 90s, I had a huge crush on Manju Warrier, and I was a big fan of Jairam and Kalabhavan Mani. But you know, the beauty about Mohanlal as an actor is those 3 minutes that he took the screen and he took the movie away from everyone. People still, I think, adore him for his tiny role in this movie.
I definitely do.
The movie was also very funny. I mean, the comic timing, the dialogues, the element of mimicry that they brought into this particular movie was amazing.
Also, the fact that it takes a really you think marriage and romance should be something special, and then there's this guy who is just choosing between his cousins in a very practical way so that he can get his grandfather's wealth, which is funny and I don't know, in some ways poignant. I don't know.
There's this particular scene in this movie where they search for the right cousin, and I don't know, Opramadhu.
Yeah.
കന്നഡ അറിയാവുന്ന ആരെങ്കിലും ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ എവിടെയുണ്ട് സാർ? നിങ്ങൾ കന്നഡ പറ, ഞാൻ മലയാളത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞുതരാം. എന്നാ പറയടാ, എന്നാ പറ. 5 ಕಸಿನ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಾವುದು ಒಬ್ರು ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾತೊಂದು ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಅಸೆಲ್ ನಿನಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ഇത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഇത് വെരി സില്ലി. എന്നാ പറയട്ടെ. 5 കസിൻസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ 5 കസിൻസ്. കറക്റ്റ്. നെല്ലി ആരാവുന്നു എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇതിന് പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് അർത്ഥമില്ല. എന്താ പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് അർത്ഥമില്ലാത്ത? അർത്ഥം പറയടാ. അർത്ഥം പറയട്ടെ. സാറിന്റെ പേരെന്താ? രവിശങ്കർ. രവിശങ്കറിന്റെ കന്നഡയിൽ ഒന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. രവിശങ്കറിന് കന്നഡത്തില് രവിശങ്കർ അല്ല. അപ്പൊ ഇതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ വലിയ അർത്ഥ വ്യത്യാസങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞില്ല. ഇനി ഒബ്രു മധുവിൽ മധു എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മധു. ആ മധു ഇല്ല, ഇത് മദ്യം. ഒബ്രു എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ കർണാടക സ്റ്റേറ്റിൽ മാത്രം കണ്ടുവരുന്ന ഒരു തരം ബ്രാൻഡിയാണ്. ഓൺലി ഫോർ സെയിൽ ഇൻ കർണാടക. മാടിക്കുണ്ട്രി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മാടി വിളിക്കുക. അതില്ല, മേടിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് വരിക. ചുരുക്കത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒബ്രു മധു എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ബ്രാൻഡ് കഴിച്ച് 5 കസിൻസ് താമസിക്കുന്ന ആ പെമ്പിള്ളേരെ മുറി പോയി ബഹളം ഉണ്ടാക്കിയാൽ മുത്തച്ഛൻ 2 പേരുടെ മോന്തയുടെ പേഴ്സണാലിറ്റി മാറ്റുന്നു.
So this bit was of course like one of the most funniest things. I think a lot of us have learned this dialogue by heart. Coming to this scene, actually, there's another bit where Mani tries to figure out who this girl could be. Thinking, he says that silhouette kanditte front kanditte idu Gayatri anu thonunu, which is actually innocent at that point of time. It was not sexist or it was not body shaming or anything like that. It was just him thinking that probably that silhouette looks like Gayatri.
Imagine that in a movie today.
It wouldn't work, and even if it was such a great movie like Summer and Petlehem, only that would have been picked out and trolled.
Agree. I have a great memory of that particular summer vacation because I watched 2 other movies around the same time. One was Hari Krishnan's and the other one was Punjabi House, which were also a laugh riot, and I believe like that was one of the best summer vacations that I have had in Kerala because of the good movies that I've watched. So what's the next movie on your list?
I now have a film which has like no big stars. It's called Mokila Rajit. Have you seen this one?
I have a faint memory of watching this film, but I'm not sure if I watched this movie back in the 90s again, as I said earlier. I think I watched this much later. I remember this movie mostly because of the star cast, which included Jagdish Srikumar, Siddiq, Mukesh and Tilakan. And they have done an amazing job of acting as if regular people but being a little,
mentally ill. They basically patients who escape from a mental asylum, but they're also kind of stable in the sense that they can exist in society, but because of their mental illness they create this absolutely hilarious situational comedy. So there's also Rajan P. Dev and Pappu in this film, and they are conmen and they trick these 4 guys in their attempt to loot a bank and all that, which is of course picked from a Sherlock Holmes premise. But the thing is how the dialogues and how these 4 guys they have these absurd inner lives and they try to exist in a normal society. I think that is where what makes this movie a laugh riot.
I think I would like to watch this movie again just to see if it's still funny for me.
Yeah, do that. I think one scene that I would especially recommend is that bit where Tilakan goes on stage and starts renouncing his clothes, saying it's all made foreign, so he's going to be a Gandhian, and he starts stripping on the stage. I think you should watch that. Moving on, what's next?
For me, the movies in the 90s were mostly about comedy or machism. But for a change, one of the movies on my list is Kannadi Pottandotta. Mostly because Manju Warrier.
ഹരിചന്ദന മലരിലെ മധുവായി ഹരമിളകും മൃഗമദലയമായി മാറിലിടയും മാരകേളി ലാലസാവേഗം.
I think this was one of my favorite movies too, mainly because Manju Warrier plays such a bold role and she plays it seductress with great aplomb.
I watched this movie when I became a teenager, so there was this initial crush, infatuation for Manju Warrier. That was one reason. But more than that, Tilagan, what an amazing performance if you look at it. I mean, playing that horny, if I can use the word, an old man who was attracted to a younger woman and shamelessly so. That was a brilliant performance by Tilagan and Biju Menon complimented him well. Unfortunately, Abbas was lost in the whole movie for me.
Abbas was the equivalent of what most women play in male-oriented movies. The female lead, the love interest, irrelevant.
Agree with you on that part. Mohanlal rendering that beautiful song for this movie was also a great deal for me.
I think this was one of those movies where the female lead, Manju Warrier's character, was not really portrayed without flaws. So it was a flawed person, but also heroic in some respects. And I think that was what the beauty of this was, more than it just being a bold, feminine character.
So what's the next movie on your list?
Now that we've kind of segued into intense movies, I think I'd like to bring up Kaliyattam, which was an adaptation of Othello by Jayaraj, I believe.
Unfortunately, I haven't watched this movie. In fact, this is the first time I'm hearing about this movie. So you have to tell me a little bit more about this.
Okay, like I said, this is an adaptation of Othello. I think this was one of those first movies where I saw Suresh Gopi perform in such an intense role which has nothing to do with, just remember that and Ormayundo Ee Mukham.
മോഹൻ തോമസിന്റെ ഉച്ചിഷ്ടവും അമേദ്യവും കൂട്ടിക്കുഴച്ച് 4 നേരം മൃഷ്ടാനം വെട്ടിപിടുങ്ങി ഏമ്പക്കവും വിട്ട ആസനത്തിൽ വാലും ചുരുട്ടി വെച്ച് അവന്റെ കാൽ ചുവട്ടിൽ കിടക്കുന്ന തന്നെയും ഇയാളെയും പോലുള്ള പരമനാറികൾക്ക് ആ പേര് ചേരൂ. എനിക്ക് ചേരില്ല. ഓർത്തോ, ഐ എം ഭരത് ചന്ദ്രൻ. ജസ്റ്റ് റിമെമ്പർ ദാറ്റ്.
Honestly, I can't imagine Suresh Gopi playing anything else other than what we just heard.
So it was kind of a revelation for me too, because he plays a character that is quite out of what I would have believed to be his range, whatever little I knew at that point. So he plays a Theyyam artist, and the whole movie is set in a very sober situation, and he underplays. I could have never thought, of Suresh Gopi underplaying something and still being so intense and so powerful. I believe he got both the national award and the state award.
Interesting enough, I think this is the second movie from your list that I would like to watch now.
Great. So what's next on your list?
The next movie on my list is a movie that a lot of people would not have enjoyed watching. It's Chandralekha.
അപ്പക്കുട്ടാ തൊപ്പിക്കാരാ എപ്പ കല്യാണം? മകരമാസത്തിൽ വേലി കെട്ടിയിട്ടപ്പ കല്യാണം.
Honestly, despite being a big Mohanlal fan, this is one of those movies that I really don't like.
I'm actually not surprised when you say that, because a lot of people have told me that they don't like the movie. But for me, it worked great for a couple of reasons. One, Srinivasan and Mohanlal. Second, there was Innocent and Nirmudi Venu, some of my favorite actors. And then the best part is, I grew up in Gujarat for most part of my life. And when I saw Anil Kapoor in a Malayalam movie, I had something to talk about when I went back after the summer vacation.
I can understand how that would be like a real big high. But for me, the movie was kind of dragging and boring in parts. Worked for so many people too, because I believe this movie was a hit.
It was one of the highest grossing film at that point and in that particular year.
Oh. So moving on to my last movie on the list, it's a film called Sadayam, which is again a Mohanlal starrer.
So one more movie on your list that I haven't watched. Tell me more about it.
So it's a psychological drama. It has Mohanlal playing an artist. He grew up in a dysfunctional family and he's kind of mentally imbalanced. His next door neighbor is KPSC Lalita and her sister and their nieces, and she plays a sex worker and a really, what can I say? She's a character that gives a damn about anybody else, and she lives life as she pleases.
Every time I think of KPC Lalita and Mohanlal being cast together, I always think of them as Chetty Amma or Ammavi or some kind of fun relationship that would be full of humor.
In this film, they're actually kind of two characters who are facing off against each other, if I may say so, because Mohanlal is so determined to save her nieces from a life of sex work. So he hates her in a way, but she doesn't give a damn about what he thinks or what anybody thinks for that matter. And what was great for me about this film was the fact that that character development of Mohanlal, where you see that this man is crazy in his head because he eventually kills those two little girls to save them from a life of sex work. It's murder and it's wrong, but you also somewhere empathize with this character. It's a very scary scene, and I saw it as a child, but I still kind of felt for him at that point.
Mohanlal killing a child, maybe that's not the kind of movie that I would like to watch now.
Maybe also because he kills two girls.
Okay, the next movie on my list is where I actually started hero worshipping an actor. And until then, Malayalam movies were about comedy, more or less, or fun part of it. But this is one movie where I actually fell in love with the hero, and obviously I was always in love with the heroine. So that's Aaran Thampuran.
എൻ്റെ ആദ്യാക്ഷരങ്ങൾ പഠിപ്പിച്ച അമ്മയെ മനസ്സിൽ ധ്യാനിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ദർബാർ രാഗത്തിൽ ഒരു സാധനം അങ്ങോട്ട് അലക്കി പാടി മുഴുവിക്കാൻ വിട്ടില്ല, ഇങ്ങനെ അങ്ങോട്ട് ചേർത്തങ്ങോട്ട് പിടിച്ചു. ഉസ്താദ് ഫ്ലാറ്റ്. പിന്നെ ഹൃദയത്തിൽ സംഗീതവും സിരകളിൽ ഭാംഗമായി കാലം ഒരുപാട്. ഒടുവിൽ ഒരു നാൾ ഗുരുവിൻ്റെ ഖബറിൽ ഒരു പിടി പച്ചമണ്ണ് വാരിയിട്ട് യാത്ര തുടർന്നു. ഇന്നും തീരാത്ത പ്രവാസം. സഫറോं की जिंदगी जो कभी नहीं खत्म हो जाती है. शंभो महादेवा.
I know that was pushing the envelope a little too much, but still, fanboy.
Okay, I am a big fangirl of Mohanlal, but I don't know. I think, was this the start of those larger than life hero movies?
Well, this was the end of good Mohanlal movies too.
Okay, I kind of tend to agree on that.
So for me, the whole movie was about Mohanlal, the villain, the heroism, the dialogue. The dialogues. I think the dialogues is what got me going with this movie. I had to pick something that I was really a big fan of, and then I thought it has to be Aaran Thampuran. And I think I've watched this movie a lot many times, and I think I still can.
You do know that this movie and its dialogues and the characters are being kind of trolled even these days because of all the patriarchal thing and the feminism bit and the machoism.
Maybe my indifference to everything around is why I still like the movie.
Yeah, but I actually, after hearing you talk about it and listening to that clip, which admittedly became a little funny at the end, I would like to watch this movie.
I'm sure we have left out a lot of good movies that could have made it to the list, but I think these are the movies that we enjoyed watching back in the 90s and we loved them too. Hopefully we can do another series on the movies from the 80s.
I would really love to do that because there were so many movies that I wanted to pick which I thought were 90s but were actually 80s. So that will be a big high for me.
Yeah, but then I don't remember having watched movies in the 80s because I was born in the late 80s. So I think you'll have to give me leeway in terms of picking movies that I watched much later.
No, we'll just pick movies from the 80s that we liked.
Being a younger person, much younger person.
Ageist? Is there a word like ageist?
There it goes. Alright, it was fun and thank you so much for listening to us. Hopefully we can bring in more interesting conversation about movies, people and the society around. Thank you for listening to us.
Thank you and bye-bye.